So we here at the legendary Prstg, aka Dope Era Boys. We sitting here with my partner. Introduce yourself, my friend.
My name's Joe. Most know me by Knocka. Been in the sneaker game for about 15 years now. You know, and got the shop going now for the past 2 years. Supporting, you know, a whole bunch of folks out here in the East Bay, the whole Bay Area. So, you know, we just love what we do, man.
Alright, so what made you get into the sneaker game?
Oh man, getting into the sneaker game came about from poverty, to be honest. As a kid, you know, growing up in Bayview, Hunters Point out in San Francisco, didn't have a lot of money, and went to a school with a whole lot of kids who, you know, had a lot of government aid and a lot of, you know, parents that was out there hustling, really getting it. And you know, my parents had come here from, you know, out of the country, and you know, just figuring out the way to do things right and so on and so forth. We just didn't have no money, and you know, going to a school. It was a Catholic school in the hood, St. Paul the Shipwreck, where, you know, everybody wore uniforms, and the only thing different you had was your shoes. So if your shoes wasn't cool, you wasn't making it nowhere. So the passion for the shoe game really just came from just coming up in the golden era, having, you know, MJ on the court and watching him play almost every day, and then again just being around a whole bunch of kids who, if you didn't have the new Jordans on for the new season or whatever was going on, then you was whack, you was getting made fun of and whatnot. And so that was really just a drive for me to just be involved with sneakers and, you know, learn about them to the fullest extent, you know, because as soon as I felt like I could get my hands on some money, I knew what I was going to do. I was going to cop a pair of fresh sneakers, and I was going to know everything about the shoe, and, you know, I was just going to keep it like that. So that's how it really came about.
Okay, so we noticed that a lot of companies have been popping up. They doing a sneaker thing, but what separates Prstg from the rest?
A real close tie with the consumer, really knowing what the consumer wants, having been one for so long, and the pride and the passion we put, you know, here in terms of whether it's, you know, cleaning people's shoes, because that's something that we do that I want to say 90+% of the shops that are like ours don't do. We're not just a buy, sell, trade. We actually clean, detail, repaint, and re-glue shoes here. So we're like a full one-stop shop for the real sneakerhead, where, like, you know, you got a pair of 97 Air Jordan 12s that they start talking, but the upper's still really good condition. You can come bring it in, get it re-glued, and then boom, put it back on the pavement. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that we're a real small shop, so that, you know, every time somebody comes in that front door, we feel that, you know, you really are going to have a personal tie with us. You're going to meet the owners. You're going to be greeted by us. You know, we're the ones actually working here, helping you get what you really want. So I think it's that close-knit dynamic of having experience, you know, the whole 360 degrees of consumer, and also being a provider here, that really helps us distinguish, you know, our lane here in the game. So
okay,
you know?
So tell me, what will be your top 5 sneakers?
Whew.
Top 5. You can't go over. You got to keep it under 5.
Man.
It don't matter what year.
No matter what year.
No matter what year. Top 5.
So top 5, man, that's tough. Cause I love so many shoes, man. But I got an awkward type of, you know, selection. A lot of it's Nike and Jordan, and it's not to say that I'm biased against any other companies out there, but that's really what I fell in love with growing up. So I mean, top 5. If I had to say my number one, let's start the other way. All right, so the 5th favorite shoe, my 5th, it would be probably the Hate Street Vandals that came out like '03. It was brown with a hemp rope strap in the back, and on the insole it has Hate Street, and it's a shoe that they did to commemorate, the Haight and Ashbury district of San Francisco. They're all like brown and stuff. They're pretty dope. I really love that shoe. Hated by a lot, loved by a few, and if you can find them, you know what I'm saying, I would recommend picking them up, but that's not a shoe for everybody. Fourth shoe, I'll probably still keep it close to home. Fourth favorite shoe would probably be the Air Trainer 1 Gold Digger SB, made or collaborated by and with Huff, back when they were out in San Francisco and really hitting the streets heavy. That's one of my favorites. Got the SF on the back heel with the pick and the shovel, and they're just super dope. And I'm a Niner fan. It just goes perfect. Third favorite shoe of all time would have to be Air Jordan 11. It's not my number one favorite, but it's definitely up there. Patent 11s, of course. None of the new stuff though. 2000s, 2001s, originals in 95 and 96. They just feel so much better than the new crap that they've been putting out since 08, 09, when they started with the anniversaries and the Space Jams and the Cool Grays and all of that. When they started bringing it out again, if you put on a pair of the new ones compared to the old ones, you know what I'm talking about. So, whether it's a Concord from 01 or whether it's a Cool Gray from 01 or a Space Jam, those are some of my favorites. They're super comfortable, and I just love them. They're super flashy. Number 2, or is that number 3? That was number 3. 3. Yeah, so number 2 would probably be 04. I love the originals too, but the 04 Playoff 12. 04 Playoff 12s are super comfortable. Original 12s are super comfortable. They got fat Zoom Air unit or air unit in the heel, or actually it's Zoom Air, and when you put them on, it just feels like you on a pillow, like you on a plush couch, man. So those I love those. Will always be one of my favorites. Number 1 is very tough. If I had to say I had a number 1 favorite shoe, I actually have one in my possession. I don't want to name any shoes I don't have. So number 1 favorite shoe in my possession right now to this day will probably be a 94 Air Jordan 2 Chicago. White, red, and black. Super comfortable. You can't wear those anymore. So any of the Jordan 2s, I would say, I just love the way that they feel. People hate Jordan 2s, and that's kind of like why I gravitate towards them. But, like the Carmelo 2s that came out in 04 with the white baby blue with the yellow, those are ridiculous. Like the Chicago 2s from even 04, they're just super comfortable. Like anything, none of the new stuff that I really like anymore. I like the shoes, of course, the designs, but as far as like the comfortability and the durability and what the shoes are actually made for, they make the shoes completely different now. But the Jordan 2s, Bulls, definitely number 1 favorite. So yeah.
So I noticed that Prstg does help out in the community in a big way. Can you tell us more about your community work outside of the shop?
Yeah, sure. So outside of the shop, we try to be really involved with what's going on here in our community. Because for one, I'm not from Alameda, not from this side of the water and whatever. Still from the Bay Area, but it was important with us to become more involved with the kids that are around here, because there's a lot of schools around here. There's a lot of kids that come by the shop, every week. So on a weekly basis, we'll do anything from give away free shoes. There's been tons of times where we put out free shoes in front of the shop, and Lord, thankfully they have ended up in some of the right hands of people that really need them. I've had people actually come up to us and say, you know what, you left a pair of shoes outside in front of the store and they actually fit my son, and he's wearing them now, he loves them, he loves you guys. And it's just people that we've never even met. So We do things like that. We sponsored events with Boys and Girls Club out here. We've also put up some donations in collaboration with Fab, for his backpack giveaways and the Thanksgiving joints he does. And Fab is, he's just great for what we got going on and what everybody's trying to get done around here in terms of being, black businessmen. You know what I'm saying? And even outside of just being black, it's just really about unifying the community. And so we want to do more still, and be able to step out there and continue to bless people. And so we try to do that every day here. By the way, we treat people here at the shop, but we got to take it a step further than that. And so we have been in our first couple years, and we'll only continue to get better at doing more for the community out there.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, as far as business-wise and personal-wise?
Oh man, so business-wise, hopefully within the next year, couple years, we'll have another location or at least be expanding this one. We got shoes busting out the walls now, so we need more storage. We need just more place for the customers to roam when they're here, because the storefront is relatively small, and we like that feel for right now, but we still want to be able to provide a nicer feeling. So 5 years we plan on definitely having a bigger store, maybe another store. Personally, me maybe a nice new house, I don't know, something like that would be cool. I'm raising a new son, so need a bigger spot for him too. But it's all about growth, man. It's all it's about.
Okay, do you have any last words for the people watching this? Like, do you have any encouraging or anything inspirational you want to sign off with?
If I had to say anything that, it's so cliche, you hear people say it all the time, but it's really, really true, is to don't give up, and whatever you do. Because I graduated from college, but it took me 8 years. I left school, and some people told me I'd never finish, I'd never get it done, whatever, this and that. Don't listen to that. Once you make your lane, once you decide, what you really want to do, give it your all, and you'll end up in the right places. So, not to say that finishing college would have got me here. Honestly, it's a godsend that I was able to meet my partner Day and a couple of other partners that helped put me here. But really, it was persistence and consistency that helped me get here. So if I had to offer anything, it would be just that. So,
Thank you.
no problem.